and that you're ready to have your case called. Please know the number on the docket. That'll help us tremendously to get through our docket. I'm going to start with Mr. Aguirre. Alex, who do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have number 15 on the court's docket. It's Mela Flores.
All right, that's CR 21-12-565H. Mela Flores. Is Ms. Flores present? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Mela Flores.
I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Flores. Your announcement, Mr. Aguirre.
Your Honor, this is another one of those cases I took over for the other attorney. I need to re-request discovery and take a look at this case. I'm just going to ask for more time, Judge.
All right, let me go ahead and give you April the 28th. April 28th, 2022 at 9:30. Ms. Flores, stay in contact with your attorney. We'll see you April 28th at 8:30, at 9:30.
All right.
9:30. And if I may, Judge, Ms. Flores, the best way to contact me is email. I sent you an email last night.
Oh, yes, I got it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Your Honor, the next one I have is number 63 on the court's docket. It's Pierre Soler.
CR 20-00244H, Pierre Evan Soler.
Yes.
All right, your announcement. Good morning.
This is another one, Judge. We were appointed, I think, at the last court setting. I don't think I've gotten the discovery. I think Jose Solis was the attorney before. I need to get discovery on this one, and we need to figure it out.
All right, same day, April 28th.
Yes, sir. And Mrs. Soler, I emailed you last night. I don't know. I had to look at an old case of yours. So please email me back with your contact information, phone number, everything.
Yes, sir. Okay, will do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Good morning.
And Your Honor, I think that's all I have for this morning. I'll see you this afternoon.
All right, see you this afternoon. All right, Mr. Mando Guerra is present here in the courtroom. Mr. Guerra, can you unmute that computer?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here on number 25 in your docket.
Number 25. CR 21-12-523H, Jonathan Gonzalez. Is Mr. Jonathan Gonzalez present? I do see Jonathan Gonzalez present. Mr. Guerra, your announcement?
Your Honor, we turned in the pretrial diversion. We're just waiting on a response. We turned it in on December the 15th.
December 15th? That's like 2 months ago. Any response, any word, Yuri?
Judge, the application has been reviewed and the recommendation is DWI court due to the high BAC. My notes indicate that they did email him back and they're awaiting his response to set up the defendant for observation and screening.
We just need some additional time, Judge, just so we can get I can talk to the client about accepting this program.
Right. How about a little over a month down the road? Is that okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
April 5th.
April 5th.
April 5th, 2022 at 9:30.
9:30. I have nothing further, Judge. May I be excused?
You and your client are both excused. We'll see you on April 5th at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Mercado, what do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have number 27 on the court's docket.
27, CR 21-08839H, Eugenio Guajardo.
Yes, Your Honor. On this one, we need to take victim testimony for a dismissal, and I believe victim is connected.
Okay, and her name or his name?
Aurora Guzman.
All right, Ms. Guzman, good morning. Can I have
Good
you
morning.
raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All
I
right,
swear.
Mr. Heller, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Guzman, please state your full name for the record.
Aurora Guzman.
What is your relationship to the defendant?
He's my husband.
And how long have you been living together?
10 years.
And in the same house?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about the date of the offense? What happened?
We were just, it was a long day. I want to say I was working. He was working. He hadn't eaten the whole day. Pues nada más tuvimos like a little, I want to say miscommunication, pero we're working. I think since that day, everything's got better for me and my family.
So what happened? What acts of violence happened that day?
We start an argument, like we just start, like empezamos a pelear, pero nos hicimos de palabras y luego yo le dije that I was going to call the police just to scare him. That way he can stop like talking back to me or that. So I did call, but I hung up because I didn't want to I didn't want to do this big, like it is happening right now. And so when I hang up, I want to say they still got the address because he still came, even though I didn't like told them to come over here. The first thing that they did, they handcuffed him and then they put him on the police car. And then he came back to talk to me, but he was already on his vehicle.
Had he hit you that day?
No, I'm sorry.
Did he hit you that day?
He pushed me. He didn't hit me. He
Have there
pushed
been
me.
any previous acts of violence?
No,
Are you concerned about any future acts of violence?
no.
Did you fill out an affidavit of non-prosecution at our office?
Can you ask me that question one more time?
Did you fill out an affidavit of non-prosecution at our office?
Yes. Yes.
And you filled it out of your own free will?
The what?
You filled it out of your own free will?
Yes, I did. I went.
Nobody promised you anything in exchange to get it to sign it?
No, nobody.
And you want to drop the charges?
Yes, I want.
And you understand that by dropping the charges, the case cannot be reopened?
Yes, I understand that.
You understand that if something happens in the future, you can file a new case?
Yes, I understand that too.
That's all we have, Judge, at this time. We'll work it out.
All right. Defense counsel, any questions, Mr. Mercado?
No, Your Honor, it's our understanding that that was the last thing pending for dismissal on this case.
All right. That being the case, does the state have an announcement?
Yes, Judge, we'll be dismissing the case.
All right. At the request of the district attorney's office, the case against Eugenio Guajardo is hereby dismissed. Good luck to you, Mr. Guajardo, and your wife.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Both of y'all are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused this way as well?
You are excused. Thank you.
Have a good week, Your Honor.
You too. Ms. Villanueva, what do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have 18, 19, and 20.
We have got 18, 19, and 20. CR 2112 518H, CR 2111 041H, CR 2113 855H, George Alberto Garcia. I have a bond modification, no violations on the interlock. However, I'm only showing 5 engine starts over the course of almost a month. Any information on that?
Judge, I believe he was supposed to get the mobile one. I don't know what happened there. I sent him the information that same day we had court last time.
All right, is George Garcia present? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself.
Judge, he's a Spanish speaker, sorry.
All right, Carlos, will you let Jorge Alberto Garcia know to unmute himself?
Jorge Alberto García, si estás presente, enciende tu micrófono.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, I do see Mr. Garcia present. Mr. Garcia, were you able to change out the interlock for a mobile device?
Señor García, ¿pudo cambiar el aparato móvil de su vehículo al móvil?
La verdad no lo hice porque no me di cuenta el día que me mandó los mensajes la abogada.
Permítame. Sir, actually, I did not do it because I did not find out when I got the messages from the attorney. Okay.
Me quedé sin línea y hasta apenas la volví a recuperar y me di cuenta de los mensajes porque ella me lo dijo y si no, pues no me hubiera dado cuenta.
I wasn't online and I barely got back online and I didn't find out until she called me to let me know.
All right, Mr. Garcia, I'm going to give you till Friday to make that switch over to the mobile device. Do you understand?
Señor García, lo voy a dar hasta este viernes para que haga el cambio. ¿Entiendes?
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to reset your case for next week, next Thursday, the 3rd, March the 3rd, just to make sure that's been done, okay?
Y lo voy a cambiar la audiencia para el próximo jueves, que es el 3 de marzo, para asegurar que se hizo ese cambio, ¿ok?
El viernes va a ser el qué, perdón?
Friday is gonna be what? I'm sorry?
Friday is the deadline for you to make the switch over from the ignition interlock device to the mobile device.
El día viernes es la última día que tienes para cambiar el aparato. Tienes hasta este viernes para cambiarlo.
I'm gonna get out of the way right now. ¿Puedo ir hoy? ¿Puedo ir hoy?
I can go today.
Yes,
Sí.
perfect. If you go today, listen, if you go today and you give your attorney the information, what I can do is I can then have her call our probation officer and we can reschedule this case for however long Ms. Villanueva needs. You understand?
Mira, si vas hoy y le das confirmación a tu abogada que ya hiciste el cambio, entonces ya le puedo dar cualquier fecha que necesite tu abogada para trabajar en tu caso.
Okay.
Ok.
Otherwise, we'll see you next Thursday at 9:30.
Y si no, pues nos vemos el próximo jueves a las 9:30.
Okay, no, hoy voy a hacer el cambio y ya lo confirmo con mi abogado.
I'll make the change, then I'll confirm it with my lawyer.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Perfecto, gracias.
All right.
Judge, that's all I have, Judge.
All right, Mr. Garcia, you're excused. You can log off. Ms. Villanueva, you are also excused. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Señor García, ¿se puede retirar?
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Mr. Rogelio Garza, what do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. Number 62 on your docket. It's a plea. Emilio Santos, Judge, he's present in the courtroom.
Number 62, Emilio Santos. All right, and we're ready for a plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Well, I'm ready.
Okay, hang tight, Mr. Garza. Let me take all these other announcements and then I'll take up the plea. I usually do pleas in the afternoon, but if you want me to take care of it in the morning, it'll be after all the announcements are taken care of, okay?
That's fine, Judge. He's there, and that way he can go to work. At least don't lose all day at work.
Perfect, no problem. Just have him hang tight, okay?
Thank you.
All right, I'll be right with you. Mr. Almanza.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have number 17 in the court's docket, Jonathan Garcia, CR-21-09137-H.
All right, that's Jonathan Garcia. I have a note here of a possible administrative dismissal. Do we have any information?
Yes, Your Honor. My client's just pending the drug test. He lives in San Antonio. I had to provide proof of residency. I just sent that to Mr. Heller so they could allow him to take his drug test in San Antonio. And then once that drug test is received, it'll be subject to dismissal.
Okay. So maybe a reset for 2 to 3 weeks?
Yes, Your Honor, a short reset so we can just get that taken care of.
Okay, Becky, can 2 to 3 week reset. March 8th, does that work for you, Mr. Almanza?
Yes, Your Honor, March 8th works, Your Honor.
March 8th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have nothing further with the court. May I be excused, Your Honor?
You're excused, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Carlos Garza.
Morning, Judge Carlos Garza for Mr. Horta, Leon Horta. He's number 50 on your docket.
All right, number 50. That is CR 21-11-412H, State of Texas versus Leon Rosas Horta. I'm showing a bond modification, Mr. Garza, with 57 skipped test.
We called in and informed the probation officer. Have a seat, Mr. Horta. Mr. Horta is here with me. We called and informed the probation officer that Mr. Horta was hospitalized for COVID.
Oh, okay.
And that's where those misses came from.
Perfect. Okay. Victoria, do we have that information? I don't want this to count against him for purposes of the court's new policy about waiving fines and court costs if there's no violations.
Let me check real quick, Judge, see if it's in the notes.
Yeah, sure. So thank you for giving us that information. If it all clears out and there's no missed test and while he was out, then I have no problem, overlooking the skip test and still considering him as being no violations for purposes of waiving fines and court costs whenever this case gets resolved, however it gets resolved.
Yes, Your Honor. It was, as a matter of fact, my notes show that I spoke with Vicky, probation officer, County Court 8 on the 31st of January.
Yes, that's correct, Judge. It's on the 31st that he called.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I guess we'll jot that down. We'll take no action at this time. He was hospitalized and definitely take an announcement from you at this time about your case.
We're asking for some more time, Judge. We've already been arraigned. We've gotten the discovery, but I need to review it with my client and then discuss it with the DA.
In terms of time frame, I can give you 2 to 3 months down the road,
That sounds good.
2 or 3.
3,
3, okay. How about April 28th
4/28 is perfect.
at 9:30?
9:30. Thank you, Judge. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was only 2 months. Oh, well, sorry. I apologize. Okay, Mr. Canche.
Yes, Your Honor, number 45 on the court's docket.
45. CR 21-05-966H, Dylan Morales.
I believe he has more charges as well, Your Honor. But
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. He's got number 45, 46, 47, 48. As far as 48 is concerned, it's a bond modification with no violations. So is Dylan Morales present?
that's the issue, Your Honor. We've been trying to reach him and we have not been able to get in contact with him. I don't believe we couldn't send him the Zoom information today, Your Honor. So he's not present.
All right. Are you asking for a continuance on his behalf?
Oh, he's there?
Dylan, there you are. Yeah, he is here.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Dylan. Your announcement, Mr. Country.
Yes, Your Honor. We still have not received a rec in this case, so we're just respectfully requesting more time.
All right. Since there's no violations, I'm going to go ahead and give you April 28th, if that's okay. It's 2 months down the road.
Yes, Your Honor.
April 28th at 9:30?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Dylan, do you have, and Mr. Cancha, do you have a good number for you to reach Mr. Morales? I want to make sure y'all can continue to communicate with each other.
Dylan, what's your number?
956-472-0370.
Okay. I got that, so I'll be in contact with him.
All right, perfect. Y'all stay in contact with each other, Mr. Morales, Mr. Canche. We'll see each other April 28th at 9:30.
All right.
All right, both are excused unless Mr. Canche, you have another case.
No, Your Honor, that's all I have. Maybe excuse.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to go over to next person that has their computer on is Mr. Billy Chapa.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. What do you have, Mr. Chapa?
Loida Leal, Judge. I apologize. I don't have the docket number in front of me.
Leal, you said?
Leal, Loida.
Number 33, Judge.
33. Thank you. CR 21-12-842H. Leodia Leal.
Judge, she's
Leoda. Sorry.
She's present on the screen, Judge. This is her first status after arraignment. We're getting a PTD ADR packet submitted. We're asking for continuance at this time, Judge.
All right. Can I give you April 28th?
That's good with us, Judge.
Perfect. April 28th for Ms. Leal and Mr. Chapa at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. Can I be excused?
Both you and Ms. Leal are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Jose Solis, what do you have?
Morning, Judge. Number 67, Ms. Celia Valadez.
Number 67, CR 21-12-780H, Celia Valadez. I'm showing a bond modification and I'm showing 52 skip tests. Do you have any information about that, Mr. Solis?
I do not, Judge. She is logged in. I did see her a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
I see her there. Is this something that maybe I can put you in a breakout room, Mr. Solis? You can talk about these skip tests. That's quite a, I mean, from January 20th to February 18th, we have 52 skip tests. And you know how the court views skip tests. I view them as positive tests. So I can put you in a breakout room with her so y'all can discuss and then maybe come back and maybe have some more information for the court.
Sure, Judge.
All right, let me put you in a breakout room. All right, accept the invitation and then come right back when you're done. All right, Derek, what do you got?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on docket number 69, Judge.
All right, number 69. That is CR 21-12-210H, Luis Gustavo Vasquez.
Judge, he's logged on, I think under his cell phone number 956-715-7586. He just turned on his video. Your Honor, this is our first status. We're respectfully asking for a little more time. I haven't received discovery, but that's partly my fault. My office hadn't filed the 3914 request. So we'll be filing that this morning, Your Honor. Respectfully asking maybe for 3 weeks.
All right. Can I give you April the 5th?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, April 5th, 2022 at 9:30, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll do our best to try to get this thing resolved.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Mr. Vasquez, you and Mr. Salinas are both excused. We'll see you April 5th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. Take care.
You too. Ms. Barredo, Paloma Barredo.
Good morning, Judge. I have number 38 through 39 on the court's criminal docket. Juan Medrano.
38 and 39. CR 21-12-504H and CR 21-12-505H, State of Texas versus Juan Enrique Medrano. I have a note here to ask Victoria. Do we have any information for Mr. Medrano on his bond modification?
Yes, Judge, regarding the mobile device at arraignment, he reported that he had sober sense, so we put that on our records. And it turns out that it's not even active with sober sense. He has not had it since October.
Judge, and I know that he was ordered to put one on by the magistrate judge, which he did. However, Judge, I know that he got COVID, he lost his job, and so there was a financial issue. And he tried to go yesterday, but everything was closed, Judge. So he can have one installed today if the court would allow.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll give him till Friday to install it, and I'm going to reset this case to next Tuesday. Okay,
That's perfect, Judge.
March 1st. Now, if everything checks out, Ms. Barredo, if he gets it and you can provide proof to Ms. Rodriguez, contact Ms. Rodriguez, and then we'll give you a reset date down the road, because I know you're going to need a lot more time than that. So I just want to make sure that gets taken care of by no later than Friday.
And it will, Judge, I assure the court.
Okay.
Thank you. He is on Zoom, correct?
Yes, I do see Mr. Medrano there. Mr. Medrano, stay in contact with Ms. Barredo. Whenever you get that information, again, I'll give you till Friday to do it because things come up. But give her that information so that she can try to get you a reset date and you don't have to log on Tuesday, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. All right.
Judge, I also have number 31 through 32, Jose Luis Hernandez.
CR 21-04476H and CR 21-04477H, State of Texas versus Jose Luis Hernandez. Is Mr. Hernandez present?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's under iPhone. Perfect. I see you there, Mr. Hernandez. Your announcement, Ms. Barredo.
Judge, I know he has a DWI, but it's a Class B, so I don't think he has any violations or this is a bond modification.
Yeah, no.
But we're asking for a reset. I need time to review discovery with my client, and I don't think I've requested the 39.14, Judge. So I'm just asking for more time.
Let me give you April 28th at 9:30. Okay, that's 2 months down the road. April 28th. Mr. Hernandez, stay in contact with Ms. Barredo. Reset date is April 28th at 9:30.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
That's all I have. May we be excused?
Yes, Mr. Medrano, if you give Ms. Barredo information that you got the device, then we can reset you for the same day, April 28th. But for now, it's on Tuesday, but just FYI, April 28th.
Yes, sir. I understand. I'll get it done this week.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jaime Roel.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is number 13 on your criminal docket.
13. CR 21-11-478H, Dario Espinosa.
Yes, Your Honor. He should be present. He may be present there at the courtroom.
He doesn't have the facilities to do the Zoom. But
Okay,
anyway, we're applying for pretrial diversion and we just need a little more time. He just got his license back. So
yes, he is here. There are no violations. His bond was a bond modification. I do see him here present. Can I maybe give you April 28th? That's about 2 months down the road. Is that too much time or just about the right time?
we
I'll
need,
follow your lead.
that's fine, Your Honor. We'll submit it prior to, and maybe we'll have word by then.
Perfect. April 28th, 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all we have. May we be excused.
Yes, Carlos, will you let him know that the reset date is April 28th at 9:30? All right, let me go back to Mr. Solis. Mr. Solis, were you able to visit with your client?
Yes, I was, Judge. Regarding the missed test, she's indicating that the device that she was provided was faulty, and that she has been in constant communication with the provider, which I believe is Smart Start, Judge, if I'm not mistaken, and that they are advising her that they are a little bit backlogged in the to switch out that device. And that has been the reason for those missed tests, Judge.
So they're backed up in removing or
Switching
switching them over? Okay, and who's the company on one more time? I'm sorry?
Smart Start.
And did they give her any idea as to how long it would take for them to do the switchover?
Judge, she did indicate that originally they told her about a couple months. She's also indicating, Judge, that she was notifying somebody at probation regarding this issues, although I'm not completely sure who.
Victoria?
It might be the same situation that we had with someone last week, and I did speak to Smart Start about it. They do have the new devices available. The defendant just needs to contact them and set up an appointment.
Okay. Are they backlogged that much, or is this something that I can reset for next week and give her till Friday to go and have her do the switchover?
I think we can do that.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do March the 1st, Mr. Solis. At 9:30. Technically, I'll give her till that day, so she's got till March 1st, which is a week from today. No action will be taken today, but I'll carry this over till next week so that we can have that device installed or a new device submitted. Okay.
Yes, Judge.
All right. We'll see you March 1st at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. You and your client are excused.
Thank you.
Mr. Trejo.
Good morning, Judge. I have 3 cases today. My first case is numbers 1, 2, and 3, State of Texas versus Eddie Arredondo Jr. I am standing in for attorney Carlos Garcia. He's representing Mr. Arredondo on docket number 1.
All right. Is Mr. Arredondo present?
Yes, sir.
Okay, under Galaxy A12. We need to arraign him on 2 cases. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
All right, Mr. Arredondo, can I have you raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Is your true and correct name Eddie Arredondo Jr.?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Arredondo, you're here before the court charged with the offense of terroristic threat. That is a Class B misdemeanor, as well as possession of marijuana less than 2 ounces, a Class B misdemeanor. I need to advise you that a Class B misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in the Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive for a Class B misdemeanor?
Yes, sir.
Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, sir.
Counsel, speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent, able to assist?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Court's going to go ahead and make a finding that Eddie Arredondo Jr. is mentally competent. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty for him on these 2 cases. Reset his case for April 28th, 2022 at 9:30. That's April 28th, 2022 at 9:30. All three cases will be set on the same date, April 22nd. I'm sorry, April 28th, 2022 at 9:30. All right.
And
Mr. Arredondo,
sorry.
yeah, I'm sorry. Mr. Arredondo, stay in contact with Mr. Trejo and Mr. Garcia. We'll see you on April 28th at 9:30.
Yes, sir.
You're excused.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Trejo, anything else?
Judge, I also have number 6 and number 7, Mr. Carpio.
All right, CR 21-12-628H, CR 21-12-629H, Rene Riojas Carpio, bond modification, but no violations, which is great news. I'll take your announcement.
Judge, we're asking for more time in this case. My client's present in my office.
Okay. Can I give you the same day, April 28th?
Yes, Your Honor.
April 28th, 9:30. Okay, next one.
And my last case, Judge, is number 70, State of Texas versus Francisco Villegas Jr., CR 20-09988H. I'm not sure if he's on, Judge.
Francisco Villegas Jr., are you present? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Francisco Villegas Jr. Francisco Villegas Jr., NISI was recalled on December 7th. And this was a carryover from the 17th where I gave you some additional time to make contact with him, Mr. Trejo. He's not present, so.
Yes, Judge. Your Honor, my understanding is that he did appear late on February 7th after I signed off. I did speak to him. I gave him the codes. I told him that we needed to appear today at 9:30.
Yeah, well, so what happened was I recalled the NISI on that day that he showed up late, that you showed up. So I did recall the NISI that day. And then I called it again on the 17th and he didn't show up. And then you asked for some additional time and I'm calling it today. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to ask the state if they have an announcement. You're on mute, Mr. Heller.
The state request judgment nice to be granted. KP is issued in bonds forfeited to the state of Texas.
Judgment NISI will be granted. KP is issued bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Francisco Villegas Jr. Mr. Trejo, if you can reach out to him before the capias is issued by the DA's office, bring him in on Thursday, and it won't be at any expense, but I've already called it once, so we keep having the same problem with him. All right, let him know.
Your Honor.
Sí, aquí estoy, ya estoy conectado, pero estoy esperando diga, ya pasó.
If he stalls, then this is just going to cost him about $350 to get the NISI recall.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll tell him.
All right, thank you.
And maybe excuse.
You're excused.
Yo escucho.
All right, Ms. Flores. Vanessa?
Yes, Your Honor, I have number 34 and 35 on the court's docket, State of Texas versus Jocelyn Lopez. CR 21.
Good morning, Judge. Forget.
CR 21-10062H and CR 21-04707H. Your Honor, I don't see her on the screen. I'm not sure if one of the iPhones is her. However, I have had good communication with her. We are also working on a felony case. I'm not sure if I've already asked for a continuance prior to this hearing. If not, I would be urging one if she's not on.
Okay, here's my question, I guess, and this is more towards Ms. Rodriguez. Obtained a drug patch on 114, but no results yet? Over a month?
That's correct, Judge. That's the information that I received from Safeguard Solutions, is where she obtained the drug pouch.
Okay, well, that being the case, obviously we have an AIP violation. I'm not sure if you were aware of that, Ms. Flores. It's an AIP violation on the 27th of January. Defendant wasn't home during a field visit. Is Jocelyn Lopez present? Jocelyn Lopez? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Jocelyn Lopez. Ms. Flores, I'm going to grant you a motion for continuance. I'm going to reset this case for March the 3rd. That's next Thursday at 9:30. I'm going to give you a chance to visit with her. If you would like the report on the AIP violation, it's on January 27th. I'm sure Ms. Rodriguez can give you that, but it's on March 27th at during a home visit. Defendant wasn't present. Hopefully by next Thursday, we'll get the results back on that drug patch, and we
Yes,
can
Judge.
kind of address all these issues at the same time. Okay.
Yes, Judge. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
That's all I have. May I be excused?
You're excused. Thank you. All right. Let me see. Who else do we have that's got their computer on? Any other attorneys with their computer? Richard.
Judge, good morning. I got 3 cases this morning. The first one is going to be number 51.
CR 21-02283H, Alan Gutierrez Ortiz. 6-month PTD status, but it looked like we were pending CSR hours. Do we have any information on the PTD status for Mr. Ortiz, Victoria?
He's complied with everything except for the hours, Judge. That was the only thing. He did tell me that he might be completing them this past weekend, but I have not received anything from him.
But otherwise completed successfully.
Just pending the CSR.
Okay. Mr. Gutierrez, can I have you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Mr. Alan Gutierrez Ortiz, are you currently employed, Mr. Ortiz?
Yes, Judge.
All right. And do you have minor children at home that you support?
No, just my parent.
Okay. So you live with your parent and you support them, help them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where do you work, sir?
IDM accountant.
Idea as a teacher?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. The court's going to go ahead and waive the CSR hours since you're gainfully employed. That being,
Thank you, Judge.
Does he comply with all other conditions, Victoria?
Yes, Judge.
What says the state?
Judge, state will be tendering dismissal.
At the request of District Attorney's Office, a case against Alan Ortiz is hereby dismissed.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck to you, Mr. Ortiz. Richard, do you have anything else?
Yes, Judge. I also have number 71 on the docket.
CR 21-12-869H, Johnny Edwards Williams. I'm showing no violations on a bond modification for Mr. Johnny Williams. Is Mr. Johnny Williams present? I do see him there. Your announcement, Mr. Gonzalez?
Your Honor, we just need a little bit more time. I need to get with Mr. Heller to see if we can get a recommendation put into place. Once we get that, I'm assuming we can probably get this case taken care of fairly quickly.
Can I give you April the 5th?
Okay. That's good with me, Judge. Yeah.
Okay, I can give you, if you think it's going to be a plea, I can give you in the afternoon. If you think it's just going to be an announcement, I can give you in the morning.
Let's go ahead and do afternoon, Judge. And if something changes, I'll make sure and let the court know beforehand.
Yeah, if it's in the afternoon and so it's not a plea, just make an announcement in the afternoon and I'll put it back in the morning.
Not a problem at all.
All right, April 5th, 2 o'clock. Mr. Williams, stay in contact with your attorney. Otherwise, we'll see you April the 5th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, okay?
Judge, and I also have number 12 on the docket.
All right, Mr. Williams, you're on mute, but if you give me a thumbs up that you understood, you're excused.
Yes, sir. I got all the information that you just sent for me to come in on April 5th at 2 p.m.
Stay in contact with Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Williams. You're excused.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, I'm sorry, the next one, Mr. Gonzalez?
Number 12.
CR 21-12-107H, Christopher Charles?
Correct.
All right, I have Ms. Del Bosque. Were you retained?
I was retained, Judge. I had already filed a motion to sub a while back.
Okay, we'll get in contact with the clerk's office to make that change. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, is Mr. Christopher Charles present?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay. Your announcement, Mr. Gonzalez.
Judge, we just need a same announcement, Your Honor, as my previous client. We just need more time, Judge. I need to get something worked out with the DA, see what we can do on this case.
All right, I'm going to give you April 5th, 2022 at 2 o'clock. Now, I'm showing no violations. This is the first setting on a bond modification. So if something can get resolved, Mr. Gonzalez, please be aware that because there's no violations, as long as there's no violations by April 5th, when we take up the plea, There will be no fines and court costs assessed against your client.
Not a problem, Judge. I'll make sure and let him know that.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez. Hi, man.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I'm here on number 36, Your Honor. CR 21-05-035H, State of Texas versus Sandra Lee Lopez.
All right, this is an arraignment carried over from a previous arraignment on January 28th. Is Sandra Lopez present?
Your Honor, I didn't see her present. I really don't know what she looks like, but I didn't see any devices with her name.
Is Sandra Lee Lopez quite possibly on mute? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Sandra Lee Lopez. This is a carryover from a previous arraignment on January 28th, where we gave Mr. Hernandez and Ms. Lopez an opportunity to appear together. Is Ms. Sandra Lee Lopez present? There be no response. What says the state?
Your question has been nice to be granted. The case is issued and all bonds forfeited to the state of Texas.
Judgment nice shall be granted. Case is issued, bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Sandra Lee Lopez. Mr. Hernandez, if you can make contact with her, bring her in. We're here every Tuesday, Thursday in the morning.
And Your Honor, just for the record, I have sent out letters to the address provided and I've got no response.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your help in looking and trying to locate her.
Thank you, Your Honor. And if the court will allow, I also have three other cases that I've been asked to stand in on behalf of Ms. Alia Vasquez and Jorge Ortegon.
All right, what numbers, if you know them?
I have for attorney Jorge Ortegon, number 57.
All right, let me get there. Number 57 is CR 21-05-999H, Jacob Brian Rodriguez. Is Jacob Brian Rodriguez present?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Your announcement, Mr. Hernandez, on behalf of Mr. Ortegon.
Your Honor, the only guidance I received from Mr. Ortegon was if he could have more time, if the court would allow, so that he can try and work it out.
Let me go ahead and give you April 5th. April 5th, 2022 at 9:30 in the morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez, stay in contact with Mr. Ortegon, but the reset date we're giving you is April 5th at 9:30, okay?
Okay.
You're excused, Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, the next case?
Your Honor, and the next one is the same defendant, numbers 72 and number 73, on behalf of attorney Alia Vasquez.
This is Rosemary de Lourdes Zamora. Rosemary Zamora. Is Rosemary present?
And Your Honor, just for the record, Ms. Vasquez did indicate that she did not know if Ms. Lourdes would be present. She has no contact.
All right, is Rosemary de Lourdes Zamora present? If you're on mute, please unmute yourself. Rosemary de Lourdes Zamora. What says the state?
Judge, state request has been nice to be granted. Case issued and bonds forfeited to the state of Texas.
Judgment nice will be granted. Case is issued, bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of Rosemary de Lourdes Zamora.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have before this honorable court. May I be excused, Judge?
You're excused. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you.
All right. Let me see. I know I have Mr. Garza with a plea. Mr. Villalobos.
Good morning, Judge. I have number 28 in the docket.
28 is CR 20-08065H, Richard Lewis Hankins.
Okay.
And he
Judge,
also has CR 20-08064H.
Mr. Hankins, Judge, his PTD was denied, and we're waiting kind of on an offer. If it's deferred, I think chances are we're going to take it. If not, Judge, we need to set it for trial.
What says Mr. Heller? Can we get deferred on Mr. Hankins?
Judge, I would need some time to look at the case.
Let me go ahead and give you April 5th, Mr. Villalobos, and that'll be, I'm going to set it up for 2 o'clock.
Judge, if we can do it a little more, I'm just sending a vacation letter from the 1st to the 16th of April.
Okay, how about the 28th?
That sounds good.
28th, April 28th at 2 o'clock. I'm going to set it up for 2 o'clock in case that deferred is able to get done. If not, on the 22nd, I'm sorry, the 28th, you can just make an announcement at that time at 2 o'clock, okay?
Early, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Hankins, please note the time on the 28th will be 2 o'clock, okay? 2 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Munoz, Representative Munoz, what do you have?
Yes, Judge. Good morning. I have number 56, Your Honor, Carlos Rodriguez Jr.
Okay, that's CR 21-12-725H, Carlos Rodriguez Jr.
Your Honor, he should be on Zoom, Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Judge, I did receive the written discovery. There are 2 DVDs. I think it's my understanding I do have them already, or I should be getting them very soon. Once I review that, Judge, then I would work with Mr. Rodriguez to see the best course going forward.
All right, how about April 28th? Does that work? That's about 2 months down the road.
Yes, Judge. April the 28th at what time?
9:30.
And then, yes, Judge, that'll work. That's all I have. My big excuse, Your Honor, my client as well.
Yes, you and Mr. Rodriguez are both excused. We'll see you on April 28th at 9:30.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ted, who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have Edin Franco, Judge. It's CR-21-05759-H. Maybe
It's number 16.
number 16. Sorry about that, Judge.
No problem. CR 21-05759H. Edin Franco.
He is on the screen, Your Honor. He does need the services of interpreter, Judge.
I have no violations, but we haven't received completion of MAD or receipt of the donation from Mr. Franco.
Your Honor, he sent me the receipt. I believe he sent the receipt as well to the court. It was $250 to Paisan, Judge, I believe. He did send that. He did complete that. As far as the MAD, I don't think he has done that. I don't remember that as well, Judge. I didn't remind him, Your Honor, so I don't know if we can get some time so he can complete that, Your Honor.
Okay, but no violations otherwise, right, Victoria?
Correct, Judge.
Perfect. Okay, we can definitely give him some time to do that. Let me go ahead and reset this case. I'm assuming you're asking for some time?
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking for some time. His pretrial diversion packet is pretty much ready. I'm just waiting on his insurance update, Your Honor.
Okay. Can I give you April 5th? That's about a month down the road.
Yes, Your Honor.
April 5th, and he needs to complete the MAD by then, okay?
Judge, I guess exactly for what is it that he needs to do as far as MAD? It's a course or?
Yes, and it can be done online.
An online course.
Can I get that information, Victoria, or like an email or something so I can send it to him and discuss it with him?
Yes, I will email that to you right now.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll see you April 5th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
May we
Mr.
be excused?
Yes, you're excused. Okay, let me see. I have Marco. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Judge, I have number 20. I have number 22 and 23, Judge.
22, 23, CR 21-09791H, CR 21-09790H, Marisa Garza.
That's correct, Judge.
All right, it's Ms. Garza.
Judge, on this case, I'm going to be speaking to Mr. Rodriguez about trying to see if we can figure some kind of ADR on the case itself, Judge. The alleged victim in the cases have actually sent them letters, sent her letters about making some kind of payment and dropping cases and stuff like that. But I'm not really sure if they've actually got in contact with the district attorney's office themselves when it comes to that.
Okay. I have no problem giving you more time. Is she here though? Is Marisa Garza present?
She's there. She's present, Judge. It shows. I think she's listed under an iPhone.
iPhone. Okay, she's waving. I got it. Perfect. Let me go ahead. So how much time do you think you need?
Judge, if I can get maybe whatever your next settings are going to be.
Well, I can give you April 5th, but I can go as far as April 28th.
I'll do the 28th.
All right, April 28th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Garza, stay in contact with Mr. De Luna. We'll see you April 28th at 9:30 in the morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have. Make big, Judge.
You're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, I have Mr. Judge Contreras and George Munoz, and then Roel Esquivel. All three of you have your cameras off.
Your Honor, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Contreras. Judge Contreras, what do you have? What number?
I got two cases, Your Honor. Let me get the number real quick, Your Honor. Just bear with me real quick. It is,
5, Judge.
Number 5?
64 and 65.
Oh, I'm sorry, 64 and 65.
that's on Victor Solis, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Victor
CR
Solis.
21 13 264H and CR 21 13 265H. State of Texas versus Victor Solis.
Your Honor, I just need a little bit more time. I think there's another case coming in, I believe, and that's it. After it comes in, we can plea him out on this cases, Your Honor.
All
So
right.
I just need a little, maybe 30 days, if possible.
Is Victor Solis present? I have a note here that a PR bond was granted back on November the 30th. This is a carryover from a previous arraignment on January 28th.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Still a pending felony.
Yes, Your Honor.
So he's not made an appearance. I'm going to grant a motion for continuance. If he's not here on April 5th, then a warrant will be issued, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. April 5th at 9:30, both cases, motion for continuance is granted.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Do you have anything else?
I got one more, Vincent Grimaldo, Your Honor. I don't see him. I don't have the docket number, but it's Vincent Grimaldo, Your Honor.
Number 26, Judge.
26, CR 21 11 589H, Vincent Nicolas Grimaldo. Is Mr. Grimaldo present?
He is. He is.
Is he there? Perfect. Judge, your announcement.
Your Honor, there's a pending misdemeanor coming in. And the alleged victim in that case has filed an affidavit of non-prosecution in my office, but I'm going to send her to the DA's office. But we're waiting on that a new misdemeanor coming in, Your Honor.
Let me go ahead and give you April 28th on this one. April 28th at 9:30, Mr. Grimaldo. Stay in contact with Mr. Contreras. We'll see you on April 28th at 9:30.
Yes, thank you so much. Have a great day, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You both are excused, you and your client, Mr. Grimaldo.
Thank you, Judge.
George, who do you have?
Judge, I have number 49 on the court docket, Perla Morales. She's present in the courtroom, Judge, or on the Zoom.
CR 21 11 079H, Perla Morales. And is Perla Morales present? I do see her there.
I'm asking the court for an additional setting, Judge, in her case, Judge.
I'm showing a verbal admonishment, George, was already given on December the 10th. And on the January report, again, 16 late tests, 15 missed tests. Were you aware of that?
I wasn't aware of it, Judge. I don't know if she was.
You want me to put you in a breakout room? It's probably best if I put you in a breakout room because we've already given a verbal admonishment.
Okay, what is the court, I guess, so I can let her know what's going to happen or what the court's going to do?
I mean, that's kind of hard.
Okay. I don't on the missed test, Judge, I mean, the late test, were they late? Did she blow like right after? I don't know what the.
Maybe we can email you that report real quick.
Okay.
That way you can visit with her about it.
I'll email that to you right now.
Okay, let me get in the breakout room, Judge. Thank you.
Perfect. Mr. Esquivel.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I have number 54 and 55 on your docket. Robles is the last name.
Yes, sir. CR 2010 029H, Rene Salas Robles.
Judge, he was instructed to be in your courtroom in person. I don't know if he made it.
Carlos, do we have anybody who checked in outside under the name of Rene Salas Robles? No? I don't believe so. I know that a motion for continuance was granted on his behalf on the 18th of January.
Yes, Judge, if I may. I talked to him after that date on the 18th because he didn't appear on that date. And I told him it was very important that he appear in person because Your Honor wanted him in person. I don't know why he is not present. He does have a motion to revoke pending. So that's the announcement I have for the court, Judge.
All right, what does the state?
Request judgment NISA be granted, KPS issued and bonds forfeited to the state of Texas.
Judgment NISA be granted, KPS issue, bond forfeited to the state for the arrest of defendant, Mr. Rene Salas Robles. Mr. Esquivel, if you make contact with him, let him know that a NISA was issued, but if you bring him in on a Tuesday, Thursday, we're always here to recall those.
Tuesday, Thursday in the AM, Judge?
AM, yes, sir, 9:30.
Okay, I'll do my best to get him in, Judge.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. May I be excused, Judge?
Yes.
Have a good day.
Ms. Morales, did you accept the invitation? Can you accept the invitation for the breakout room?
Spanish.
Carlos, will you let her know?
Puede aceptar la invitación que le mandaron para que entre a la otra sala.
Okay.
And Vicky, if you can send George the report, please.
Yes, Judge.
All right.
Working on it.
Mr. Moreno, you're here in person. Can you unmute yourself? Let me know what case you're here on.
Morning, Your Honor. Number 52 and 53 on your docket.
52, 53, CR 2112 342H, CR 2112 341H, Gerardo Ortiz Jr. I do see Mr. Ortiz. Your announcement?
Judge, we need a reset date. He just got his license already, and we're going to complete the PD application with that.
April 28th,
April 28th. Okay, Judge.
2022 at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. Have an excuse?
Yes, you and your client are both excused. We'll see you April 28th at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too.
Sir. Thank you.
Okay, who else do I got? Mr. Lopez. Greg, can you hear me? Might be on.
I can, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your Honor, I don't know what numbers these are on the docket, but it's CR 21-12877H and CR 21-12878H. It's a possession of marijuana and a DWI charge, Mariana Montserrat Cervantes, who should be present by video, Judge.
It's number 10 and 11. I have Ms. Del Bosque showing up. Mr. Lopez, were you retained?
I was retained, Your Honor, and I had filed my notice of appearance, and that's why it took me so long to log in. Apparently, the records weren't updated.
Yes. We will try to get that done for you. That's on the clerk, not on us, but we'll try to work on to help you, because I know that a lot of y'all rely on the that system to find out if you have docket or not.
Right.
Okay, Ms. Cervantes is present. Your announcement. Mr.
Your
Lopez.
Honor, again, I've been retained to represent her. I've filed requests for discovery on both cases. I'm still waiting for discovery on both cases. And I just need an opportunity to receive that discovery and review it with my client to decide how to proceed.
How about April 28th at 9:30?
April 28th is acceptable.
April 28th, 2022 at 9:30.
On both cases, correct?
Yes, both cases, April 28th, 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can we be excused?
You and your client are both excused. Ms. Cervantes, stay in contact with Mr. Lopez. We'll see you on April 28th.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, unless I don't have any other announcements, I'd like to take up the plea for Mr. Garza now. That's Mr. Garza, your number on the docket one more time, just so I can.
Number 62, Your Honor.
62. All right, that's Emilio Agustin Santos. And where is Mr. Santos? Oh, he's outside. So he is here, Mr. Garza. We're going to put him in the back. And Mr. Moreno, you're still back there?
Judge, Mr. Terry Palacios just texted me and asked me to cover a case for him real quick.
Okay, go ahead so that we can.
I apologize, Judge. I remember it's Julian Rodriguez.
Julian Rodriguez. Yes, Julian Lopez Rodriguez, CR 21-12-096H. I'm showing Margie Villalobos. Was Mr. Palacios retained?
He was just retained, Your Honor, and I believe they're going to file the motion to substitute today.
Okay, we haven't received it, but if you can submit that. Is Julian Rodriguez present? Julian Rodriguez, Julian Lopez Rodriguez. I'm showing no violations. Motion for continuance granted. Let me go ahead and reset this case for April 5th, 2022 at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have again. My excuse.
Yes, you may. All right. Emilio Agustin Santos. Can I have you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. Is your true and correct name Emilio Agustin Santos?
¿Es su nombre correcto verdadero Emilio Agustín Santos? Yes.
Mr. Santos, you're here before the court charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated with a BAC, that is a Class B misdemeanor. I need to advise you that a Class B misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in the Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive for this offense?
Voz alta. Yes.
All right, Mr. Santos, you have the right to an attorney and the right to a trial by jury, but you can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with the court. At this time, the court's going to go ahead and ask you, did you have an opportunity to review a document with your attorney before signing it?
¿Los firmados? Voz alta. Sí. Yes.
Did you understand that in signing that document, you were waiving your right to a trial by jury?
Voz alta. Sí. Yes.
Court's going to go ahead and accept your waiver of trial by jury. Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No. No.
Counsel, speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent, able to assist?
Yes, Your Honor, he is competent.
Court's going to go ahead and make a finding that Emilio Santos is mentally competent. I'm going to ask you, Mr. Santos, do you understand that if the punishment that I assess, if that punishment does not exceed what is recommended by the state, you will need this court's permission if you decide to file an appeal? Do you understand that?
No. Sí. Yes.
Do you further understand that the court does not have to accept the recommendation of the state?
¿Entiendes que la corte no tiene que aceptar esa recomendación del fiscal? ¿Entiendes? Sí. Voz alta. Sí. Yes.
At this time, I must ask you, are you a U.S. citizen?
¿Eres un americano? No.
Because you're not a U.S. citizen, Mr. Santos, your plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under U.S. federal law. Do you understand those immigration consequences?
¿Entiendes? Voz alta. Yes.
Knowing and understanding those immigration consequences, do you still wish to go forward with your plea here today?
De verdad que no, yo no entiendo.
Sí. Yes.
To the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Culpable. Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily, sir?
Declaras culpable voluntariamente? Sí. Yes.
Court's going to go ahead and accept your plea as being freely and voluntarily given. I'll call for state's evidence at this time.
It offers plea documents and offense reports as states 1, notification and certification of a defendant's right of appeal as states 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as states 3, waiver of risk and needs assessment as states 4. State would also request defense counsel stipulate the venue and jurisdiction of this court, and they further stipulate that all evidence that has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate the plea of guilty.
No objections, Your Honor, we are going to stipulate.
There being no objection, state's exhibits are hereby admitted in CR 21-11-11-2H, State of Texas versus Emilio Agustin Santos. In the second of the court that you're guilty as charged, what is the recommendation?
The recommendation is a $300 fine, court costs, 1 year deferred adjudication, alcohol classes, 6 months of mobile alcohol monitoring, 20 community service hours, 90-day driver license suspension, and a MAD impact panel.
How many CSR?
20.
Your Honor, may I address the court on that?
Yes.
Judge, I'm asking the court to waive that 20 hours. He's a full-time worker at a farm north of Edinburgh, Judge. And he's having a hard time getting enough money to live on, Judge. And also, as to the fine, if the court would reduce it to $100 instead of $300.
All right, the court will go ahead and grant that request. I'll reduce it down to $100. I'll give him 90 days to pay the fine and that court cost. The court cost would have otherwise been due today. I'll waive the CSR hours since he's gainfully employed. I'm going to run the 90-day Texas driver license suspension concurrent with the administrative suspension. The rest of the recommendation I will follow. We do need a phone number.
Digamos su número de teléfono por usted. 933 933 10 10 94 94.
Thank you. Just let them know that our intake department will call in about 5 business days.
Frente a la oficina de libertad condicional, te voy a llamar en los próximos 5 días. Okay. Yes.
All right, Mr. Garza, anything else?
No, Your Honor, may I be excused?
You and your client are excused.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Carlos, Ms. Evans is going back to the jury room to make an announcement on one of her cases. 8 and 9. All right, Tracy, if you could just unmute yourself back there.
Here.
All right, court's gonna go ahead and call CR 21-11-639H as well as CR 21-11-638H, Alani Lee Cavazos. I have, this is a bond modification, no previous admonishments. However, from the report of January the 14th to February the 15th, I'm showing 26 skip tests, 1 BAC violation on January the 14th at 9:52 p.m. Again, no previous admonishments. Ms. Evans, did you have an opportunity or were you ever able to visit with your client about these violations?
No, Judge, I was not aware of them.
All right, so this is, there's no been previous admonishments, Ms. Cavazos. Unfortunately, what this means is that what I have been doing lately is if I don't give any admonishments, if there's been no violations, if and when your case gets resolved that results in any fine or court cost, I will waive the fine and court costs no matter what they are. But unfortunately, with an admonishment like I'm going to give you today, that is no longer an option for you. But today, I'm not going to take any action. I'm not going to sanction you, anything of that sort. It's a verbal admonishment. The verbal admonishment is to tell you that we had a BAC violation, that I treat skip test as mistest, or that they're positive. I don't want to have any more reports going forward, because if we do have reports going forward, then we will have to take administrative action. That can include AIP, the Alternative to Incarceration Program, which is house arrest. It can include a donation to a charitable organization. It can include weekend confinement. Any of those options are available to the court. I don't want to go through that. I don't want to do that to you. So this is just an admonishment. It's also an opportunity for you, if there's any issues with your device, to talk to our probation officer about those issues. Because what I don't want is to have for us to come back later and then you say, well, there's an issue with the device. And those issues should have been addressed the first time. And that's what today is about. So if there's any issues, if you have any issues whatsoever that you want to address, now's the time to visit with Ms. Rodriguez about those issues. Otherwise, I'm just going to treat it as an admonishment. I'm going to ask Ms. Evans right now how she would like to proceed on both of these cases, and what, kind of go from there. Ms. Evans, do you have any idea as to how you would like to proceed?
Judge, she's a first-time offender, so this may be a PTD type application, Judge. I do need to touch base with her.
April 28th at 9:30, Ms. Evans, April 28th. And Ms. Cavazos, stay in contact with Ms. Evans. Reset date, April 28th. As I mentioned before, unfortunately, if it gets resolved through a plea, if it gets resolved through a PTD, then I will not be waiving fines and court costs because of this admonishment. But Ms. Evans, for future reference, if you have a client that I have not given any admonishments to, and they've been model, participants in the program of having a mobile device, my way of giving back to them for some of the expenses that they've incurred by having the mobile device is to waive fine and court costs. Even if they get put on pretrial diversion, I'll waive the fine and court costs. So there's a whole way of us now treating this to try to offset some of the cost of the mobile device. The only thing that I think that the state, myself, and even defense counsel can all agree on is we're trying to keep our roads safe for each other. We're trying to protect and help each other. And this is one way of us giving back to them for doing the right thing. Again, unfortunately here, that's not an option for Ms. Cavazos, but there's still other options that I'm certain you can help her with, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. All right. And we'll see you April 28th, 9:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. George, you've had an opportunity to visit with your client. Let's go back. Can you give me the number one more time so I can?
Yes, Judge. That's number 49 on the court's docket. Perla Morales. She is a Spanish speaker, Judge.
All right, 49. Verbal admonishment was already given. We're here. Second announcement, January report again, 16 late, 15 miss. Your announcement, George.
Judge, I spoke to her, Judge, on the late test, Judge. She left to Florida for some time, and she wasn't aware of the difference in the time zone, Judge. So when she was blowing Florida time, and
an hour late, yeah, an hour early.
An hour early, an hour late, right? And so that's the response for the late test, Judge. As far as the other test, Judge, most of the failed violations are 0.001, 0.0, like that's a very, very, very small amount. I'm not sure. I've talked to her. I've let her know the importance of having this and having all clean tests, Judge, and what this means for her case. And so she understands, Judge. She's just asking the court for an opportunity.
So I have late and missed test, like just straight up didn't report missed. That's what I'm showing.
That's correct, Judge. The ones that I see.
And let me ask you this question. Like, so Eastern time zone would be an early test, not a late test. Is it viewed as being a late test if they test early, Victoria, versus late? Like I can see, being in Vegas and being 2 hours late because they're in, Pacific time, but Eastern time is 1 hour early. Do they still get violated for doing it early? And is it viewed as being a late?
I don't believe so, Judge. I would need to ask AJ from Safety Check just to confirm.
Right. Because going to Florida would be an early test, and I don't know if early is necessarily late.
No, I understand, Judge, and that's what that's what she told me as to why they were late, Judge. I do only show out of all the tests, there's only 3 missed tests, Judge. Oh no, I'm sorry. There's a few more than 3.
Yeah, I have 15.
Right. I scrolled up to the other.
Again, I go back to George. I go back to mistest or positive, right? I have to view them that way. And I had already given a sanction, a verbal admonishment back in December, right before Christmas. And so here we are a month later and we still have the same violations. So either there's a disconnect in understanding or there's just a disconnect in not caring. But it's one of the two, I think.
And maybe the issues coming in, I'm looking at her test, for example, the one on January 23rd, it says missed test at 8 a.m., but then there's a late test at 9:40, and that late test is 100 minutes late. So I would think that the late test from 9:40 being 100 minutes late would be before the 8 a.m. test that was actually missed.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And so if we go to the next missed test that's at 8 a.m., we'll also notice that there is a late test at 8:11 that's 11 minutes late, which would account for the missed test at 8 a.m.
Okay.
And then if we go to the next missed test, which is at 8 a.m., we'll see that there was a late test at 9:03 a.m. that's 63 minutes late, which would account for the missed test at 1:20, I mean, at 8 a.m.
Again, so it seems like we're having those problems and it's counting it as double.
Right. So every time there's a missed test, so it's counting it as a missed test and it's counting it as a late test, even though the late test would take care of the missed test. And so that would take both off, right? Because you wouldn't have the late test and you wouldn't have the missed test.
Well, you'd still be late.
Well,
but she tested at 8, right?
right. So she tested before her testing window, so she wouldn't be late. So you wouldn't have the late and you wouldn't have the missed. And we have that go on time and time again.
Okay.
So I've spoken to her, Judge. I let her know what's going on. I told her, look, she has to blow on time. I know that if she leaves the time zone, she needs to comply and do everything she has to do, Judge. And so she's aware.
All right, let me do this. We're just gonna jot it down as a second verbal admonishment so that you can look into that because you bring up a good point.
Judge, and if somebody can admonish her in Spanish, Judge, and just let her know that that she's ordered to comply, Judge.
All right, Carlos, can you order or let Ms. Morales know that the court is going to give her a second admonishment based on the arguments that Mr. Munoz brought up to the court's attention about the discrepancies between the late test and the missed test, and she to make every effort because future admonishments may not be given.
Ms. Morales, se le va a dar una segunda armonización. Necesita que tener cuidado y comprender que cuando sale fuera y los tiempos varían diferentes, tiene que hacerlos el horario que debe ser. Y va a hacer esto no porque pues, su abogado ha pedido todos los problemas que han habido con los tiempos de la máquina. Eso se le va a dar una segunda armonización. Pero
Okay.
tiene que cumplir con haciendo los exámenes como deben de ser.
Ok, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
We'll see you on April the 5th at 9:30, Ms. Morales.
Vamos a regresar el 5 de abril a las 9:30 de la mañana, Ms. Morales.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
You're excused.
Se puede retirar.
I do have some other cases, Judge, before the court.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 66 on the court's docket, Samuel Tamés. He's
All right.
present in Zoom.
That's CR 21-12-325H, Samuel Tamés.
Judge, and I'm just asking the state in this case to send me a recommendation, Judge. And I think I'm also missing discovery.
All right, can I give you the April the 5th at maybe 2 o'clock, George? And if it can get resolved, great. And if not, you can just make an announcement at that time.
That'll work, Judge.
April 5th, 2022 at 2 o'clock.
And if he can be excused, Judge.
Yes, he is excused. Mr. Samuel Tamés, stay in contact with Mr. Munoz. We'll see you on April 5th at 2.
All right, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
Mr. Munoz, if you can file your discovery request, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, we'll have it filed today.
Thank you.
The next case is number 60 on the court's docket, Saul Signs, Judge.
Saul Signs, CR 21-06-042H.
And he's also present on the Zoom, Judge.
Is Saul Signs present? Saul?
Yes, Judge.
Perfect, there he is. All right, George, your announcement.
I need some time in this case, Judge, to staff it with Mr. Eller.
I give you April 5th at 9:30?
April 5th will work, Judge.
April 5th, 2022 at 9:30.
May he be excused, Judge?
Yes, he can be excused.
And the
Thank
next
you,
case I have, number 14 on the court's docket, Hari Estrada. He's also present on the Zoom.
CR 21-06-742H, Hadi Noel Estrada. I do see Mr. Estrada present, no violations. Reported.
Time in this case.
All right, can I give you the April 5th?
Yes, April 5th will work, Judge.
April 5th, 9:30, Mr. Estrada, stay in contact with Mr. Munoz. We'll see you on April 5th at 9:30.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. And then I have number 40 on the court's docket, Judge Jose Monroy. I don't believe he's present, Judge.
CR 21-05-184H, Jose Efrain Monroy. Is Mr. Monroy present? Jose Efrain Monroy. George, I don't see a motion for continuance being requested. Are you requesting one?
Yes, Judge, I am.
Motion for continuance Number one, granted, reset April 5th. If he's not here on April 5th, the warrant will be issued for his arrest.
Perfect. That's all I have this morning, Judge.
All right.
Maybe excuse my clients as well.
Yes. Your
Thank you.
clients are excused. Thank you. Have several still present. I have Michelle Valdez. We need John Rodriguez. Okay, and then I have Alcatel Prize. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, my name is Luis Mora.
Luis Mora, thank you, sir.
Yes,
All right, Mr. Alvarez is logging in for you. He's advised the court that he's doing that here shortly, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, perfect. I believe that's all we're waiting for. I have someone on an iPhone. And an iPhone who's present, identify themselves, please. Your name, so I can know who your lawyer is.
Humberto Salazar,
Humberto Salazar, thank you.
Mr. Juan Ramos.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Ramos was here. He just walked out. I think he went to another court. He'll be right back.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I have Mr. Ramos who's present. Mr. Ramos, your name? 61. 61. Humberto Salazar, CR 21-04-747H. I'm showing bond modification, no violations on the report, but device is blocked for non-testing. I guess since 2/11. Non-testing, Victoria, or non-payment?
Lack of testing, Judge, is what I was informed by Safeguard Solutions.
So you don't test, they block you?
Yes.
Huh. Okay. Any information on that, Mr. Ramos? And you're on mute, by the way.
No, Your Honor, this is the first I've heard of Mr. Salazar not testing with his current device.
Okay. Has he been given a verbal admonishment?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, on September 23rd, he received his first verbal.
September 23rd.
And Judge, if I may, that verbal admonishment was because he had this prior device, I believe that was, it was giving him some issues.
Let me see. Where is Mr. Salazar? Humberto. Humberto Salazar?
Are you confusing me with another Salazar, sir?
Okay. ¿Usted es Humberto Peña Salazar?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ese soy yo.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Let me do
I
this. Go, give me one
I will-
second. Now, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with your lawyer. So y'all can talk about the device and the issues, okay?
Okay, yeah, because I was waiting on a plea bargain with the DA, sir.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and accept the invitation, Mr. Salazar and Mr. Ramos.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And Dennis, you are here on number 37.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. CR 21-04-910H, Carlos Ivan Martinez. Is Carlos Ivan Martinez present? Carlos Ivan Martinez? Don't see him present, Dennis. Any information on him?
Your Honor, he's kept in communication with me in the past. I did reach out to him last week about court today, and I sent him the Zoom information yesterday. I have not heard from him. It is unlike him. I don't believe, maybe he's missed one other hearing and we took care of it in the past, but we're set for status. There's already a ADR recommended. He just needed to take a drug test and move forward in that regard, but I have not heard from him today, Judge.
Let me do this. Let me grant you a motion for continuance because I'm not showing having granted one, and I'll reset it for April 5th. Please make sure he's here on April 5th.
Yes, Judge, I will.
Perfect.
Nothing further, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're still waiting on two lawyers. Yes. Stay on standby. All right, Mr. Ramos. Please give me one more time your client's number on the docket if you,
Yes, Your Honor, it's number 61 on your docket.
all right, 61. 61. Yeah, Humberto Peña Salazar, verbal admonishment. We're talking about the fact that he's been blocked on testing the last maybe 2 weeks. Any information?
Yes, Your Honor, and I believe there's some miscommunication here perhaps. So Mr. Salazar had his device registered on another phone that had broken. And so he's been using this device under another phone number. So I'm sure if probation checks on that number, they'll probably be able to see that he has done all of his tests.
You will need to contact the vendor then because they did block the device.
Okay. Oh. Well, we'll go to make contact with the vendor, Judge. But that in talking with Mr. Salazar, that was the issue. But he advised me that he uses his device at the scheduled times to this day.
All right, then let me do this, Mr. Ramos. Let me give you some time to look into that. I'm going to give you March the 8th, 2022 at 9:30. That's a couple weeks down the road so that you can look into it for him. At this time, I'm not going to take any action other than to reset it for 2 weeks.
And Your Honor, we're actually also ready to accept the state's plea offer as well.
Okay,
So
let's do March 8th at 2 o'clock then.
we'll do.
Send me an email.
All right,
We'll do, Mr. Elliott.
March 8th, 2 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. May we
You're
be.
welcome. You're excused. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Who do we have? Michelle Valdez, right? All right, Ms. Valdez, can you hear me? I haven't heard back from your attorney, John Rodriguez, so I'm going to reset this unfortunately for Thursday, okay?
Yes, Judge.
2/24 at 9:30. 2/24 at 9:30, okay?
Yes, Judge.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
May I be excused?
You're excused.
Thank you.
And for Mr. Alvarez's client.
Yes, sir.
Same day, sir. I'm going to reset this one also to Thursday, which is the 24th at 9:30, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
May I be excused, sir?
Yes, you're excused.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I want to leave. There we go.
All right, that takes care of our docket for today. Do we have anybody who we need to take a nice second?